We are seeing 18th Guru, Kuraraha, a bird which is fish-eating bird or meat-eating bird, osprey. And that bird, the story given is, which is going to be given in the next Shloka, that one day it got some piece of meat and he picked up. And when it was having this piece of meat, all other birds started chasing this bird, wanted to take away this meat from this bird. And those birds were very powerful. And this bird, little small bird, and so very frightened and kept on flying, but wherever it goes, it was chased. Then it thought that because of this only there is a problem. So it dropped the piece. And some other bird picked up. And this bird was left alone. And afterward all other birds started chasing that another bird which has picked up this piece. Our Dattatreya was seeing this. He had that observant eyes. So he saw that, see, now this fellow, this bird, the original bird which had picked up the piece of meat and now dropped, how happily it is sitting on the branch of the tree. Nothing to lose. So if you have parigraha, then you have to hide things and people will be there after it. Nowadays income tax also will be there. ED will come. And so, and so many people, they said you have to give this much money to us, this much money, this protection money they will ask. Some these gundas, they will ask that you need some protection. For that you have to pay some money. It's a protection from whom? Protection from us. You need protection from us. Means what? If you don't give money, we will be the threat for you. So those who have a lot of money, they will have this. So parigraha, this undue accumulation is dukkhaya. So one needs to keep as much as it is required, and you keep it in such a way that it is not becoming a burden to you. It is meaningful, and it is not like you have kept so much money and you have to hide from people, hide from government, then dukkhaya. And whatever money is there kept in a safe place, then na dukkhaya. So that's what is said here. Parigraho hi dukkhaya. Especially for sannyasi it is much more, because he is supposed to be focusing on Paramatma. When parigraha is there, accumulation is there of wealth and all, so he has to think now that where to keep money, where to invest money. Many, sometimes not many, a few sannyasis, they have lot of money and they don't know what to do. It's not accounted money. So people will say, Swamiji will give you interest, high interest. You give money. They give, and afterwards nothing comes. Because no account. Dukkhaya. So parigraha, undue accumulation is dukkhaya. Whereas the person who doesn't have anything, that person anantam sukham apnoti. When I receive sometimes, this spam message, what? We have deposited this much money, please send your details. I know I don't have account, so it is as they write like, we have deposited this much money in your account. So we feel very good, wow, somebody is deposited, so we give account details and all. I don't have account itself. So I know it is for sure that it is a spam message, So dukkhaya, akinchanaha, when it is not there, sukham apnoti, anantam sukham apnoti. Otherwise, you have to invest in, they say you have to invest in real estate. Because if you invest in the bank, then inflation rate will be more than the interest rate. And so money is losing value. All this calculation they have. Therefore, you have to put it in this, what is called bond or something, or real estate. And you put real estate, then what happens that you lose peace of your mind most of the time. Dukkaya. Then he gives the example how it happened with reference to Kurara in the next shloka. Samisham Kuraram Jagnuhu Balino ye niramishaha Tadamisham parityajya Sasukham samavindata Balino some printing mistake is there. Tada Amisham is a rasva, means short. There should be rasva. Tada Amisham. And Paritya is there, Parityajya is there. Paritya. So Parityajya, Jya should be added. So I have seen it, but still it missed out. Alright. Samisham Kuraram Jagnuhu Balinaha Ye Niramishaha Tada Amisham Parityajya Saha Sukham Samabindata. Just now I have told the story. Ye Niramishaha Balinaha, we have to supply Pakshinaha. The birds who were Niramishaha, not having this piece of meat, and Balinaha, very more powerful than the original bird. So there were some birds who did not have this piece of meat, and they were more powerful than that bird, small bird. And therefore what? Jagnuhu, they attacked. So more powerful birds who were not having this piece of meat, they attacked. Whom? Kuraram, osprey, this bird, small bird, which was Samisham, which was endowed with a piece of meat. Amisha means meat. Samisham is along with meat. So all those powerful birds, they attacked this bird which was having a piece of meat. And Tada, at that time, Amisham Parityajya, having given up this Amisham, this piece of meat, Saha, that bird, Sukham Samavindata, he attained happiness, comfort. So happily he was sitting, because now nothing is there. So all of them, all the birds, they are chasing some another bird. And thus, where there is accumulation, there is dukkha. When there is a non-accumulation, there is sukha. But this is more directly addressed to a sannyasi. For a grihastha, how it is to be read? That we can have accumulation. Grihasthas are allowed to have accumulation. But that accumulation should be reasonable and as per dharma. Sometimes you accumulate things without knowing the purpose. Why am I accumulating? Unnecessary. Sometimes you don't require so many mattresses, but somebody is giving free, so you take it. Somebody is giving free gadgets, you are not going to use. So, but you just keep it free. In India, what this we have. Something is distributed free means we take it, whether we need it or not. If some queue is there, something is distributed. What is distributed? Book is distributed. This person starts standing in the queue. He doesn't inquire which book is distributed. Afterwards, it may happen that the book is distributed in Tamil and this person doesn't know Tamil at all. Still, free book. So, that type of mind is there, and therefore things are accumulated. And then there is a accumulation and there is a maintenance of what is accumulated. And if somebody takes away, then fear is there. That is the lesson he learned. Vyatireka Siksha. Anvaya and Vyatireka both in fact. He learned that when he was having accumulation, there was a problem. When there was no accumulation, that person was comfortable. So both ways it can be learned. For a sannyasi, it is to be followed more strictly. For a grihastha, some discretion is to be used. So accumulation is allowed, but it should be reasonable, thoughtful, purposeful and unopposed to dharma. So for Grihastha it is to be translated as this accumulation only with the purposefulness and dharma. Alright. So here Anvaya is Balinaha Niramishaha Ye Pakshinaha Te Samisham Kuraram Jagnuhu Tada Amisham Parityajya Saha Sukham Samabindata. Alright. Now the 19th Guru is Arbhakaha. Is a child. Child also is a Guru. How? It is said in the next shloka. Name manavamanaustah na chinta geha putrinam atmakrida atmaratihi vicaramiha balavat Name manava manaustaha na chinta geha putrinam atmakridaha atmaratihi vicharami iha balavat. So here Dattatreya is saying, for me, mana avamana, honor, dishonor, nastaha are not there. Means for me, this feeling of being honored or dishonored, or the pleasure because of being honored and displeasure or unhappiness because of dishonored, nastaha are not there. Means people, they do some the mala, they give mala, they do pada puja. That time I am not elated because I am honored. Wow, Guru Purnima has come, so people will do pada puja, the mala, dakshina, these fruits and all this. Na mana. I don't consider myself to be honored. This body, mind, sense complex, which is looked upon as Guru by some people, is honored. I am Sakshi of this Upadhi, which is honored by people. In fact, when person is honored, that time one has to see well. Then one can see when the dishonored, that somebody shouted, So that time, oh, you are like this. Suppose some, in Bangalore there was some Nityananda, if you might have heard, became a notorious. So when that case happened, I was in Bangalore. So when I was passing by some road, I was walking, then somebody on the scooter said, "Hey Nityananda." So I have not done anything, I have not at all connected with them. But sometimes we are honored also, we have not taught to the person, still they do namaskara. And sometimes we have not done any harm to the person, still they dishonor. They do the act of dishonoring. So I do not consider myself to be dishonored. It was amusing, how they did. Sometimes people do that. Na manava manaustaha. There is no this honor or dishonor. And here honor and dishonor is not there, doesn't mean that Dattatreya is not honored by people or not scolded or is dishonored by people. Physically he will be honored and dishonored. But mana janya sukham and avamana janya dukkham is not there. Means the happiness born of honor and unhappiness born of dishonor, they are not there. Otherwise, when you are there in the world, always there is a possibility of somebody honoring you, somebody dishonoring you, somebody respecting you, somebody disrespecting you. Not a single person in the world is only honored, and not a single person is only dishonored. Great terrorist also, he is honored by his disciples. He means his followers. When Osama bin Laden goes to the meeting, people will get up perhaps. Honored. So, everybody will have somebody who will be honoring. So, mana, apamana physically cannot be avoided. Even Bhagavan Sri Krishna was dishonored by Shishupala and so many Duryodhana and all. Bhagavan Ramachandra also will be dishonored by Ravana and all. But mana, apamana, creating reaction, that is the problem. And that is not there. Why it is not there? Because I am objective about this body, mind, sense complex. Like if somebody honored or dishonored and I am not connected with the person, I don't feel anything. If some Prime Minister of some country is honored, I have no connection, so it doesn't affect anything. It does not matter to me anything. Similarly, I look upon this body, mind, sense complex with the same objectivity, then the reaction based on mana and apamana are not there. Otherwise, this becomes such a big issue. People commit suicide because apamana was done. How come I was insulted? And mana is there, then person loses discrimination. So, Dattatreya says, for me, mana, apamana are not there. Like what? Balavat, like a child. Child doesn't feel that, oh, they have put me garland, therefore they are respecting me. Or they are telling that you are not a good child. Suppose you say, child will not, he will laugh. So, na mana, apamana, balavat. And na chinta geha putrinam. I do not have worries like that of the people who have got the house and children. Like what? Balavat. Child does not have worries about the house. Whether this house requires repair and some rent is to be paid or tax is to be paid, house related worries are not there for the child. And child doesn't have worry about the grihastha parents who are having the children, I have to put them in some good school, education I have to give, and then afterwards we have to get them a good job and get them married. All these worries are not there for a child. So child does not have worry about the child. Only parents have. So he said, I do not have worries. Dattatreya is enjoying his freedom. I do not have worries of the householders having children and house. Like what? Balavat. And vicharami, I move about iha, in this world. How? Atma kridaha, sporting in myself. I do not require anybody to play with. Atmaratihi, I am happy with myself. So I play with myself means I don't require anybody to play with. The whole world is my play. And I do not require anyone to be happy. Atma prita. Atmaratihi means Atma pritaha. I am happy with myself. And in this condition, vicharami, I move about like a child. So child many times doesn't require anybody. It plays with itself. And it will be smiling. Atmaratihi, Atma krida. To some extent. There it is relative measure. But vice person, Atma krida, Atmaratihi. As we have seen earlier, when you can be happy with yourself, then you can be carefree. Otherwise, so many things you have to maintain. You have to watch the mood of so many people. When you are Atmaratihi, you are happy with yourself, then like a child, you can move about in a carefree manner. So he said, vicharami balavat. So just as the child does not have mana apamana, does not have worries, similarly, I also do not have worries and I do not have mana apamana. This mana apamana, most of the time, it is based on my judgments and subjectivity. Sometimes other person doesn't mean to dishonor me. It is in my mind. And even if other person means it, okay, he wanted, no, Swamiji, he clearly told me that why you have come to this place, I don't come here. Swamiji, isn't it apamana directly? It is not my judgment. So even in such situation, if you do not give value to the statements of that person, it will not affect you. You can say that that person is hurt so much. He or she has so much pain because of some situation, because of something I did not do what I am supposed to do according to that person. And therefore that person is hurt. Or I did something which I am not supposed to do according to that person. And therefore person is hurt and therefore he is insulting, he is using such words, but I see that person has got background. Then there is no hurt, there is no anger to the person. Generally I repeat this, as some of you must have heard, Pujya Swamiji, when he went to in Ahmedabad, Gujarat for giving talks, and he was giving a workshop to the teachers. And Swamiji speaks in English. At the end of the workshop, somebody asked this question, why should you talk in English? It is Gujarat. Gujarati people, some Gujaratis have this problem. So they have got little bit, discomfort with English. So he said, why should you talk in Gujarati? See, it is an insult. It is not that Swamiji has got pressure to give. He was invited, therefore he did it. But somebody said like this. And you know what Swamiji said? He said, yes, you are right. This is a maturity. Yes, you are right. I wish I can speak in Gujarati, but this is the language I know. And this is the language I think in. So next time we will send some Gujarati teacher. That is called maturity. Otherwise somebody, if people like us are there, we will say that who invited you? So you came. So you knew also it is in English. So don't come next time. We may say like this. But then it doesn't make you Swami Dayanandji. Pujya Swamiji, really I was there. I am witness of this. He is a very mature manner. So that is maturity. You can accept the rejection of others. When somebody rejects you, then also you accept the person. You accept the person who is rejecting you. That is your maturity. It doesn't mean that we go to the person again and again. We need not go. But we do not have any hatred or anger to the person. This person has a background. Somebody told Swamiji, I gave up on you. Swamiji said, I did not give up on you. That person told that Swamiji, I gave up on you. But Swamiji said, no, I did not give up on you. That is maturity. If somebody said, I give up on you, so I say, I give up doubly on you. So that is manapamana. It is, we feel affected because we give value, disturbing value to the words of others, behavior of others. Disturbing value. We definitely, if somebody tells, don't come to my house, you are not welcome here, I don't like you, then next time you don't go. That is okay. But based on that you shout back, etc., that is not necessary. So manava mano means reaction based on honor and dishonor are not there. What a big wealth, Most of the time people remain disturbed because of this. Swamiji, this person doesn't respect me. Many people, Swamiji, my children don't respect me. When they are sitting, when I go there, they continue to sit. They don't get up. See, in our time, Swamiji, when our father comes from distance, if we see him, we get up. And now people they don't get up, Swamiji. They continue to sit. Say, hi dad, they will say. That's hi dad only. We, Swamiji, will never say it like this to our father. Hide it. So these people feel disturbed. That you have brought them up like you wanted them to be in convent school, only English medium, never taking to Bal Vihar. So you did that. So you have made them fully westernized. Very proud of it. See my child, small, twinkle, twinkle, little star. So you were very proudly telling. So you have trained them like this. So naturally, own up your responsibility rather than blaming others. So I am not affected at all by mana or apamana of anyone, like child. Alright, Anvaya here. Me manavamanaha manau nastaha geha putrinam iva chinta na asti. Atmakrīdaha atmaratihi san balavat iha vicharami. Alright. Now he is explaining Balavat, he is further explaining in the next shloka. So the Guru number 19 continues. So still we are in 19th Guru only. Dvaveva chintaya muktau Paramananda aplutau Yo vimugdho jado balaha Yo gunebhyah parangataha Dvau eva chintaya muktau Paramanande aplutau. Paramananda is there, Paramanande it becomes grammar. Yaha vimugdaha jadaha balaha Yaha gunebhyaha param gataha. So Dattatreya ji is telling Dvau eva, only two people. Eva means only two people chintaya muktau are free from worries and Paramanande aplutau immersed in Paramananda, highest happiness. Only two people are free from worries and immersed in highest happiness. Who are they? Yaha vimugdaha jadaha balaha. One is Yaha balaha, one who is a child. Yaha means who. The one is who is a child. What type of child? Vimugdaha. Vimugdaha means innocent, ignorant. Mana, apamana, anabhignaha. He doesn't know about mana, apamana, etc. That I went there and they did not look at me and all this. No. Mana, apamana, anabhignaha. He doesn't know this is called manam, this is called apamanam. So vimugdaha means ignorant. And jadaha. Jadaha means not making any effort for livelihood. Jobless. Job free rather. Job free. So doesn't have any job to survive. He doesn't have any worries to survive, to maintain oneself. So Bala, who is Vimugdha and Jadaha, he is free from worries and he is happy. No job is there and no consideration for mana apamana is there. So Atma Kridaha, Atma Ratihi, enjoying. This is one. But Swamiji, now I am already 55. I cannot be like Jadaha Balaha. I have a job and I am not ignorant of mana and apamana. So you have got another option. Either you remain like a child or yaha gunebhyaha param gataha. Or and yaha, one who is gataha, attained. One who has attained param. The Lord who is beyond gunebhyaha, sattva, rajas, tamo guna. One who has attained Paramatma, who is beyond all three gunas. So, this is a model, Sattva guna, Rajo guna, Tamo guna. In 14th chapter Bhagavad Gita, it is described. Maya, which is a creative power of Brahman, has got three gunas, responsible for three different object situations. One is knowledge. So the factor required or the responsible for knowledge and happiness is called Sattva guna. So our organs of perception, our mind when it is in happy state, both of them are caused by Sattva guna. Rajo guna means these organs of action. For that responsible factor is called Rajo guna. So Rajo guna is the factor responsible for activity and activity organs, the organs of activity. Rajo guna. Tamo guna is the quality of or the aspect of Prakriti, Maya, responsible for inert things and also inertia, sleepiness, drowsiness. So the quality responsible or the aspect responsible for drowsiness, inertia, that is called tamoguna. This is a model of creation. Everybody will have three gunas. As a person, everybody will have three gunas. Early morning when you had good sleep and you get up, you have got sattva guna predominantly. Rajoguna, tamoguna are there, but sattva guna is predominant. Then you become little active. You go to gym and do, or you go for a walk and all, the Rajoguna is becoming more active. And then some people at 10 o'clock itself, Tamoguna comes. They have to hide their yawning. So, Tamoguna. Or at least night, they have this predominance of Tamoguna. So, everybody has got three gunas. At the level of the body, mind, sense complex, you cannot avoid. Even a wise person, at the level of Upadhi, all three gunas are there. It is not that wise person doesn't have Tamoguna, Rajoguna. If wise person does not have Tamoguna, he cannot sleep. If does not have Rajoguna, he cannot get up and walk. So he also has. But Sattva guna is most of the time predominant. So he remains contemplative, he remains cognitive. So Sattva guna is predominant. So at the level of the body, mind, sense complex, three gunas are always there. And as long as you are identifying with this body, mind, sense complex having three gunas, then you will be having this complex based on this guna. Morning you will see how sattvic person I am. And Rajoguna, see, I am so restless. Tamoguna, Swamiji, in satsang I feel so sleepy. I feel like sitting at the back only, because otherwise I will be so much drowsy. Some people all the time sleepy. I mean, they remain non-sleepy. So that is a different thing. So based on these gunas, we will have complex. So Shastra says that you discover yourself to be Paramatma, one with this ultimate reality, which is free from three gunas. And this is not physically going beyond the gunas. It is a cognitive shift. You shift your identity from body, mind, sense complex to guna rahita, gunatita atma. And once you have got this gunatita atma jnanam, gunatita atma jnanam, then you are chintaya muktaha. You are free from all worries, because all worries are in the realm of sattva guna, rajoguna, tamoguna. In the realm of the karmendriya, jnanendriya, which are the product of these gunas. Once you have discovered yourself to be gunatitaha, then no worries about anything, because worries are in the field of guna and you are gunatitaha. And this atma which is gunatitaha is limitless. Therefore what? Paramananda aplutaha. So one who has discovered oneness with the gunatita Paramatma, that person will be free from worries and immersed in Paramanandaha. So that is what I learnt from Bala, that if you want to be happy, then you have this innocence like child and don't have consideration for mana apamana. And that will be at relative level. But finally, you discover yourself to be gunatitaha and be free from worries, be free from any dukkha. Alright, see Anvaya here. Dvau eva chintaya muktau paramanande cha aplutau. Ekaha yaha vimugdaha jadaha balaha. Aparaha cha yaha gunebhyaha param gataha. Alright. So now Guru number 20. Who is Guru number 20? Kumari. Unmarried young woman, young girl. Maiden. They use the word maiden. So one unmarried girl must be of age of 14 or something. That is called Kumari. Up to 16 the word Kumari is used. So Kumari is also a Guru. And how she becomes Guru and what is learned from Kumari, that is said in the next shloka. Vase bahunam kalaha Vase bahunam kalaha Bhavedvarta dvayorapi Eka eva charet tasmat Kumarya iva kankanaha. Vase bahunam kalaha Bhavedvarta dvayorapi Eka eva charet tasmat Kumarya iva kankanaha. Vase bahunam kalaha bhavet varta dvayoho api Ekaha eva charet tasmat kumaryaha iva kankanaha. So here there is some small story is given. The story is a very interesting story. There was a young girl who was about to get married. And one day she was alone in the house. All his relatives had gone out. Means parents, brother, sister, all they have gone out. She was alone. And that time only, these alliance people came. The people who are supposed to marry, the son is supposed to marry. So alliance, the party came to see the girl. Some communication gap must have happened. In those days, mobile, etc. were not there. So they must have told that we will come on Saptami. And sometimes there are two Saptami. So seventh day. So instead of coming tomorrow, they consider this Ekadashi. So instead of coming on Smarta Ekadashi, they came on Vaishnava Ekadashi. So like something like that happened. So this girl was alone, and the boy and his parents and maybe uncle, etc., they came. She was alone, and then in those days they come when we have to give food. Naturally, we have to give lunch. So she wanted to serve food, and for that rice is the main item. This story must be of South India. So rice is required, and that day that much rice was not there to make food for about 5-6 people. And the paddy was there, but rice was not there. Therefore, after giving water, etc., and asked them to perhaps refresh, go for a bath, etc., she went inside the store, kitchen store, little bit inside, and she wanted to pound this paddy to get rice. So when she started doing it, she was wearing these bangles. So 5, 6 maybe both sides. So when she was doing, then the bangles were striking against each other, so making sound. So she removed 2, 3 of them. Started, still making sound. And if sound is heard by the outsider, and the people will know that, oh, she is doing threshing, acha, ye to kuch hai nahi. That per rice also is not there in their house. So store is not there of such quantity, good quantity. So it is not considered good that people know that you are managing somehow. See, in olden days they used to do. So some guest comes from the backside door, they will send to get some sugar, etc. So people should not know that sugar is not there in the house. So this is how she was doing. So removed out of 5 bangles, these 2 were removed, 3 were making noise. So again one more removed, so both sides only 2 were there. Still, even 2 were there, they were getting stuck against each other, making sound. I don't know how, but Dattatreya was seeing all this. I don't know how he saw, but he saw this. And he said, when finally that one was remaining both sides, then there was no noise. When only one kankana, one bangle or one bracelet remained, and she continued pounding, there was no sound. So Dattatreya got the message. He said, if 2 or more than 2 are there, there will be a noise. And therefore what? If you really want to remain silent as a sannyasi, what should you do? Remain alone. That is the message he got. And that is said here. Vase bahunam kalaha bhavet. He says, when there is vasa, staying, bahunam, of so many people. So when there is so many people staying together, kalaha bhave, there will be a quarrel. Many people are staying. In joint family, every day some quarrel will be there. Almost every day. Every day we do not say, almost every day. And even 2 people, dvayoho api, even of 2 people, varta bhave, there will be talking. And about talking, one thing is, when you talk something good about some people, it will be only for 5 minutes. When you praise somebody, it will not last very long. But when you start criticizing what all problems she has, we have a long chat. Both sides enjoy talking. And so there will be gossiping, and you talk about politics, you talk about some dancer, music, etc. And therefore, if a person is a sannyasi committed to that, then what will happen? Mind will be distracted. So he said, if many people are staying, there will be a quarrel. 2 people are, even 2 people, dvayoho api, even of 2 people, varta bhaved. Varta means talking. Varta doesn't mean story here, talking. Tasmat, therefore, ekaha eva charet. We have to supply sannyasi. Sannyasi should move about ekaha eva, as alone, solitary. Sannyasi should stay alone. He should stay alone indeed. Like what? Kumaryaha kankanaha iva. Like the bangle of that Kumari, that maiden, that young girl. So how? When one kankana was there in each hand, no problem. When more than one, then there will be this sound will be there, noise will be there, quarrel will be there. That is why for a sannyasi, staying alone is highly emphasized. Yeah, if he is studying somewhere and he has to be part of the ashram, then it is okay. But still, as much time as possible, one should spend with oneself as a sannyasi. In grihastha staying together is important. In fact, I generally suggest that even if you get less money, but you stay together, husband and wife, it is advisable they stay together. Otherwise, what is the use of getting married? So stay together. Because you stay together, you will rub against each other, you will be smoothened. So it is necessary. Some rubbing has to happen. And then both of them will be smoothened out. But even for Grihastha, let us see, Swamiji, what is our message for us. Even for Grihasthas, husband and wife, both of them should spend some time alone. Means without being with each other. Give some space to each other. You can have common space, but you need to have some of your own space. So when you have some of your own space, then you strengthen yourself, introspect, and come back to common space. But let there be some time when you have got your own space. Otherwise, what happens? You become too much entangled with each other, and you do not know what are your emotions, and many emotions are suppressed. So you need some time where you have your own space. So ekaha eva charet, is to be taken in a absolute sense for a sannyasi. For grihasthas also, some time should be there. Khalil Gibran nicely says, he says, pillars of the temple are beautiful because they are apart. So once in a while, they need to have some space. Some couple is so possessive about each other. So whenever walking, talking, everything together, yeah, for some time it is okay. But after a while, after a few years, learn to give space to each other. That is required, so that you understand each other, you understand the value of each other. In fact, sometimes to understand the value of a person, you have to be away from the person for some time. So therefore, for a grihasthashrama, this ekanta, being oneself, is in a relative measure. For a sannyasa is to be followed in a little more strict manner. Because otherwise, a sannyasi will have the two-some approach. Sannyasi means he has to be considerate about his body and his study of Shastra. He doesn't have to think, oh, I have got my friend Aloko, I have to think, oh, this doesn't suit him, so we cannot stay here. No such thing. He stays alone, she stays alone, and only takes care of the body, which is minimum. Otherwise, the sannyasi also will be leading the life like a grihastha. Sannyasi means staying alone. That is a very important condition. All right. Otherwise, fight will be there and the talking will be there. All right. Anvaya here. Bahunam vase kalaha bhavet. Dvayoho api varta bhavet. Tasmat kumaryaha kankanaha iva. We have to supply yatihi ekaha eva charet. So what is the lesson from Kumari? Learn to be with yourself. Spend some time with yourself. Have some solitary moments every day. That is the lesson. So importance of solitude is highlighted. All right. Now the next guru, 21, is Sharakrit, Ishukrit. The arrow maker also is a guru. Arrow maker who is having high concentration is a guru for Dattatreya. What is learned from him? That is said in the next shloka. Mana ekatra sanyujyat jitashvaso jitasanaha vairagyabhyasa yogena dhriyamanamatandritaha. Acha, Dhriyam, Dhriyamana, one extra stroke is there. Dhriyamanama tandritaha. Okay. Manaha ekatra sanyujyat. Jitashvasaha jitasanaha. Vairagyabhyasa yogena dhriyamanam atandritaha. And this lesson is learned from the Ishukrit that will be given in the next shloka. So I will give you the content of that shloka and then we'll see this. Here a small event is referred to, and that is one person was making arrow out of this iron piece. He was making arrow, and arrow should be very, very sharp. So this blacksmith, he was working on making the sharp arrow, and for that very high concentration is required. Because if he is not mindful, then the whole thing will become blunt. And therefore, he was focusing on making this arrow, and he was so much focused that when the procession of the king passed by, so many people were there, and some drum etc. also might be there. But the whole thing passed by, and after some time somebody asked that, do you know the king's procession passed by? He said, is it? No. Means he was so focused on that, the whole procession passed by, he did not even notice. Similarly, when a meditator is prepared and meditating, then he can focus his mind on the dhyaya vishaya, the object of meditation. So one needs to have concentration like Ishukaraha, the arrow maker. And that is said here, Manaha ekatra sanyujyat. One should engage. Sanyujyat means one should engage, focus. Manaha, the mind. Ekatra, on one object. But for that certain preparation is required. What is that? Dhriyamanam. That mind should be first collected from the external objects. So Dhriyamanam is collected, withdrawn. So the mind which is Dhriyamanam collected, and so Dhriyamanam manaha ekatra sanyujyat. The mind which is withdrawn from everything else, that mind should be focused on one thing, the object of meditation. Here ekatra literally means on one thing, referring to the object of meditation. It can be Ishvara, it can be one's true nature, Brahma. For that, one has to be Jitasanaha. Jitasanaha means the one who has mastered the posture. Some people have got difficulty, 5 minutes also, they cannot sit in one posture. So Jitasanaha means one who has mastered the posture. They say mastering the posture, there are two versions. One is a simpler, easier version is, one is able to sit for 48 minutes, one muhurta. And some people say, no, 3 hours one should be able to sit. So first we'll take 48 minutes. So one can sit in one posture without changing the hands and legs. Then that person is called Jitasanaha. That is emphasized in the Shastra because if you keep on changing your asana, means the posture, then your mind will be disturbed. Therefore, first thing is learn to have mastery over the posture. Nowadays people have so much difficulty. They cannot sit, in fact they will be moving their legs, moving their hands, etc. So one needs to learn to sit without any movement. Start with 5 minutes. You cannot have 48 minutes in first attempt. So you try 5 minutes, you sit without any movement. Just try. 5 minutes can you sit. Then you increase 1 more minute next week. 1 week you practice 5 minutes. Then 6 minutes. Like that you increase. Then finally you reach 48 minutes and afterwards you can increase. So Jitasanaha means one who has mastered the posture. And regarding posture, we need not be so fussy about, no, I want to sit in Siddhasana only, Padmasana only. Not necessary. Patanjali defines the asanam as Sukhasthiram asanam. Any asanam which is comfortable and steady. Suppose you take a Padmasana and you are not used to, then you cannot remain in that asana for even 2-3 minutes. Therefore, take the posture which is relatively comfortable and you can maintain it with steadiness. So, Jitasanaha. Second is Jitashvasaha, having mastery over the prana. Shvasa here means prana. So, Jitashvasaha means the one who has mastered the pranas. Means what? Our breathing should be even. Not one is very long, other is short. Then the mind also will be affected. Upadesha Saram, it is said that Shakhayordvai Shakti Mulaka. Prana Shakti and Manas Shakti are the two branches of the same power. And therefore, if one is disturbed, other will be disturbed. Therefore, you maintain your prana so that your mind also will be maintained. So, Jitashvasaha. For that, if required, do some deep breathing and then have normal breathing. Be aware of the prana and then slowly it will be regularized. So, Jitashvasaha means one who has mastered the prana. And Atandritaha. Atandrita means free from tandra. Tandra means drowsiness, sleepiness. So, Atandrita means alert. So, remaining alert. Vairagyabhyasa yogena dhriyamanam. So, for holding the mind, for focusing the mind, what is the sadhana required? Vairagyabhyasa yoga. Yoga means sadhanam. The means in the form of dispassion and repeated practice. So, with the help of dispassion and repeated practice, you hold the mind, collect the mind, and then focus the mind on the object of meditation. This idea is given in Yoga Sutra, is given in the 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So, abhyasa and vairagya are required. So, dispassion is there, so mind will not go. Why mind goes out? Because we have got likes and dislikes. Therefore, vairagya. And when you do repeated practice, then slowly mind gets focused. People say this question, they ask this, Swamiji, my mind is not getting focused, then what is the use of meditation? In fact, that is why you require meditation. So, today you do it and mind goes out within 1 minute. Keep doing it. For 1 week you do, then your mind will go out after 1.5 minutes. Because of your practice for 1 week, 30 seconds more mind will stay. So, you have to keep on doing, then the slowly mind is mastered. So, one thing you require is practice. Most of the people give up. Why, Swamiji, anyway I am sitting but nothing happening. Even if nothing happens, still you sit. You may sit for 10 minutes, but sit. Never lose this meditation from your routine. Never drop this meditation from your routine. If you have less time, you do it for less time. But let it be remain in your routine. And then mind will be dhriyamanam, means collected and then focused. And this is learnt from that concentration is possible. People say, Swamiji, I don't have concentration. It is not true. You have concentration. When you are watching some program which you like the most, you forget everything. In India, when Ramayana and Mahabharata were shown, many theft used to happen. Why? People used to get so much engrossed in watching that what is happening in the other rooms of the house they didn't know. When person is interested in cricket and watching the last over being played, Nothing else. Mother will be shouting, no attention. It means everybody has got capacity to concentrate. Only thing, we are not utilizing it for our object of meditation. So here it is said, by appropriate practice, you learn to focus the mind on the object of meditation. And this is learned from the Ishukara, the arrow maker, that will be given in the next shloka. Here, Anvaya. Jitasanaha, jitashvasaha, atandritaha, vairagyabhyasa yogena, dhriyamanam, manaha, ekatra sanyujyat. Alright, more we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.